Another rubbish result for Manchester United. More points dropped in the Premier League. And, I mean, the league is just completely a waste of time for Manchester United now this season. I mean, I think we're about ninth in the fucking league. No hope of getting Champions League football via the league. Just a complete waste of time, to be honest now. You have to win them sort of games. You really do. A 2-2 draw against Villa at home. Just not good enough for Manchester United. Too many players just aren't good enough for this club. Ollie picks the wrong... Lately, I've not been happy with his team selection in a number of games. And again today, as soon as you look at the team sheet, you're just like, ugh, fuck's sake. I mean, I think everyone thought that when... I know the options are limited, I know that, but that's because we've got a couple of, in Manchester United's case, his key injuries in McTominay and Pogba for the midfield options, because we left it limited in midfield going into this season. But to be honest, I just think that the options that we have in midfield, from what he's picked, I just don't like them. I mean, all right, we've seen Pereira create the first goal. I mean, there is a lot of but to be honest, has this season he really done enough to warrant a place in that starting lineup? I mean, Fred's had the odd okay game, but it's been utterly bullshit on the whole. And to be honest, I'm still not convinced with the forward line. To be honest, whether moving forward, this forward line isn't going to get Manchester United anywhere close to the title again. It really isn't. I mean, Rashford, yes, has been good. It was unfortunate that it's been put down as an own goal. It is a shame because he's been in good goal scoring form. But out of them forward three, realistically, moving forward in seasons, if Manchester United want to be challenging for the league again, starting them three week in, week out isn't going to get you back to the title, is it? I mean, James is a decent player, but not good enough to get you back to title challenges. And Anthony Martial is just not good enough for Manchester United. Hasn't been for a number of years. Way too inconsistent. And to be honest, I think Greenwood, Rashford and James should be the front three for Manchester United. I would go with that anyway, to be honest. I think that is the better front three, but people have their opinions in defence. I know a lot of people are unhappy that the fact that Manchester United haven't started with Zabi alongside Harry Maguire today, but Manchester United just do not keep enough clean sheets. I mean, Harry Maguire was an upgrade obviously on what we had, but still the defence just isn't good enough for Manchester United. It really isn't. And again, we've not kept a clean sheet yet again, and that's cost Manchester United. Lately we have actually been scoring goals, but we've been letting them in. And before we weren't really scoring many, weren't really letting so many in. But to be honest, both sides of it are pretty poor. Our defensive side's poor, and our goal scoring is poor. We haven't got reliable enough players to put the ball in the back of the net, and haven't got enough reliable midfield options and defensive options that will see Manchester United over the line when we go 2-1 up. Because I knew as soon as we did go 2-1 up in that second half, I thought maybe we could get out of jail, but I thought, they're going to come back at some point. There's going to be a chance for them, and it will probably go 2-2, and behold, a couple of minutes later we let the lead slip, and it's just not good enough for Manchester United. Good teams don't do that. Top teams don't keep letting leads slip and keep letting other teams score first. So much work to be done. I mean, I admit Ollie's options are limited, but I still think players are getting picked when they're playing horseshit, and sometimes you just got to hold your head up and say, let's give a couple of these youngsters a go in the Premier League, because you're throwing them in a game against Aston where you're throwing in 8-9 youngsters. You're not really going to learn. I mean, it was great experience for them nonetheless, but you're not really going to learn a lot from playing against Aston with that amount of youngsters in the team. I mean, you really need to see, like we've done a bit with Greenwood, we've done with Brandon Williams, to play in the Premier League with the more experienced players, the players that play week in, week out, and then you might get more of an idea, because it's a job sometimes to be in a game where you're playing with a number of youngsters to stand out, to take the game by the scruff of the neck. When it is a group of complete youngsters, it is difficult to do it. You've got to rely on help from the more experienced players, and there probably wasn't enough in that Astana game for that to happen. But I don't know. I'm hoping that some of these players, the likes of Scott McTominay and Pogba, do come back from injury. Them two pretty damn quick, because that midfield is just absolutely fucking shocking. And we've got two difficult games coming up now. And to be honest, I think it's curtains for Solskjaer. I really do. I can't see how he's going to ever turn this. I mean, with them two games, if we lose both of them, we're going to be ever so low down the league. I mean, I don't know. Is Solskjaer going to be here the whole season? I just don't know. But there are a lot turning now. The tide on Solskjaer being Manchester United manager. Now, if Manchester United was to lose both of them games, we would be pretty low down the table, to say the least, because a lot of these teams are starting to overtake us now. And in with that resurgence we had of a few wins recently. But to be honest, we could still salvage the season. I mean, Europa League, Manchester United have still got to be one of the, with the squad that we can put out, with the likes of Pogba, McTominay, Rashford, we could still get a team out good enough to compete in that later on in the season. And if we are thinking of making a change at any time, then it will have to be over the next few weeks, because we're still in the League Cup as well, so there's still stuff to play for. And the Europa League does give Manchester United the opportunity that we could still get back in that Champions League. I mean, the league is a complete write-off now, so you've got to let that go. I mean, if we do go out the Europa League and Solskjaer's still manager, then you might as well just write the season off completely and go again next season. But we will have to wait and see. But I can't see a lot changing, to be honest. We're going to be up and down now till the end of the season. I mean, the results and the performances may improve slightly if we got a more experienced know-how manager. I mean, an Allegri, say, that knows more what he's doing. Probably the team selection would be a bit different, because I do question whether some of Ollie's decision making, his substitutions, he's leaving it too late at times. I don't think he really tactically knows what he wants, what to do to get Manchester United. I mean, he doesn't really know how to turn a game around and produce that win or that important result that Manchester United have needed at times. And I just don't think he really does know what he's doing tactically. I really don't. And that is where I think another manager could come in and maybe gain some points, maybe gain some results in cup competitions where he could turn a result around, maybe try something different, knows more what to do to get Manchester United over the line in games, and maybe win something, maybe win a Europa League, a League Cup, I don't know. But the league has probably got complete and utter waste of time now as far as things go, but we will just have to wait and see. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game today. Really disappointed with that. I don't know where to go with it. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.